Today I'm going to show you how you can add some ink to your embossing folders before you run them through your Cuttlebug or Big Shot to add some interest to what you're doing. So for the first example, we are going to add it to the background of our project. So you can see in my picture that I've indicated where circles are popped up or where they're recessed, which you need to keep in mind what you're doing. So for the first project, we're actually going to work on the background. So we want to add the ink to the side of our embossing folder that has the design recessed into it so that we're not getting it on those areas. Once you've determined which side you're going to add the ink to, you can go ahead and you can start just swiping your ink directly onto the folder, as you can see here in the picture. You can see the different colors that I've used. I've used Broken China, Spice Marmalade, and Dusty Concord in this example. You can also add and combine colors. I personally would just put down the lighter color for sort of have a plan, and then you can put the darker colors over top of it so that you don't contaminate your ink pads. I'm also using Distress ink for this because it reacts so well with water, which you'll see where that comes into play in just a moment. Once you've got your ink on your embossing folder, grab your mini mister with water in it and just start to give it a little bit of a spritz. Once you've got enough water on there, what you'll see is sort of what you see in my picture here, where you can see how the ink turned into lots of little droplets on there. You don't want the droplets to be too big, just probably about what you can see in the picture, and then you're ready for the next step. So now you're ready to add your paper into your folder. Be very careful so that you don't smush it on there. And then run it through your Cuttlebug or your Big Shot. I've just used my 2B plates, my folder, and my A plate, as you see here. And then when it comes out, this is what I have. Now, in the picture, it's still wet. So you'll have to make sure that you either dry with the heat gun or let it dry on its own, but that's what you're going to end up with. Once I was done with that, I decided that I would try it on the other side as well so that I can show you what happened that way. So I added my ink to the side of the folder where it had the design itself popping out of the folder. So you can see here on the very left side what happened when I spritzed it and put it through. There was actually a lot of bleeding, which I think is inevitable in this case because the water can fall off of the recessed, the popped up parts onto the background, and that's just going to happen. So I wasn't really happy with it, so then I went to the right hand side of this, and I didn't spritz it at all. I just added the ink, and you can see that it kept it within there, but it gave it a totally different look. It didn't sort of blend the color nicely into it. So when I tried it the third time, I just used a whole lot less water. I held my mister back further and didn't make the droplets as heavy, and it was a little bit better when I did it that way. So now you can see what it would look like if you did the other side. So the other thing I want to mention is that you can see in the pictures that the area that's colored in them is actually recessed in, so you're not coloring what you're popping out, so you're going to have a different look with this. So I looked at it for a long time to try and figure it out, and in order to color the popped up part, you would actually have to color in all those recessed areas of the design, which you could probably do with markers, but you wouldn't be able to just swipe it on with ink pads like you can in this stuff. So it would take a little bit longer. It could be done. I didn't try it, but I hope that you do and you share your results with me so that I can see how you did that and how it worked out for you. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will show you now Verna's card that she made using this technique, and I hope that you like it and give it a try.